What's up guys, it's Killer Shrew Fan here, and we are hard at work tacking off yet another series of requested video reviews. Today's review is gonna be of this guy, the massive Papo Spinosaurus. This video was of course requested by none other than King Baryonyx, and we are not off to a good start here getting him to stand now, are we? There we go. There he is. This video was requested by King Baryonyx. Thank you so much for that request. We can't wait to take a look at this figure for you today. It really is an impressive figure. It's got a lot of great things going for it. And no, it is not scientifically accurate. It is based off of the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. So, just want to nip that in the bud right away. If you came here for accuracy, you're at the wrong place. But without further ado, we're going to give you a closer look at this figure right here and right now on Killer Shrew Fan's Killer Toy Reviews. Alright, let's do this! So, starting off at the head, as we usually do, as you can see, it does have the usual level of Papo detail, with scales of varying sizes covering the entire surface. You can also see, even with the jaw closed, that the teeth do poke out over the lower jaw, and you can see them coming up from the lower jaw as well, all individually sculpted and painted. You've got a cat-like eye, very different from the usual dinosaur eye. It's got the slitted pupil and a green iris with a nice level of gloss. And as with any Papo figure, he does have an articulated jaw, which opens up nice and easy there, and you can see a nice curve and textured tongue curling up as the creature lets out a roar. You've also got a nice fleshy pink cheek flap there with some lovely texturing, and here you can get a better look at the interior of the mouth, which has been sculpted very detailed. You've got the roof of the mouth, all of the ridges, with a nice level of gloss to make it look real. The other side, same story, scales of varying sizes. You've got the iconic eye ridges of the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 and the green eye with a nice level of gloss to really make it pop and shine, and there you can see all of the teeth and all that great stuff. Going down the body, as you can see right past the base of the skull, we have got incredibly crocodilian-like spines, which continue all the way down to the base of the torso where the actual sail begins. And again, we've got lovely wrinkles augmented with scales of varying sizes. Once we get to the midsection, you can see the scapula there pressing up against the skin. You've got some lovely folds of skin pulling away from the creature as it moves its arm forward. And here you can see the sail itself. I wish the sail on this guy was a little bigger, but you can see all of the individual vertebrae, extended vertebrae there. And when we get back down to the body itself, you get more well-defined musculature saddled with all of those amazingly detailed sculpted scales of different sizes and shapes. Once you get to the tail, those crocodilian-like scoots continue all the way down to the end. There's so much detail on this sculpture. It is absolutely mind-boggling how much detail and how well done it is. It's quality and quantity all in one. If we go back down the opposite side, here you can get a better look at those crocodilian-like adornments on the back of the neck. You can also see some lovely folds of skin pulling away from the lower jaw as the creature opens its mouth. There you can see a lovely vein in the neck. Once we get to the midsection, again, you can see a nice, powerful-looking shoulder, more skin wrinkles as the skin is pulled away from the body. Some nice pectoral muscles under the neck there. And again, we get to a nice, powerful thigh, a nice round shape to the gut there. As you can see, this creature does not look skinny, and we will give you a better look of the detail going down this side here. As you can see, you've got more lovely musculature, pulling skin, wrinkles, scales. The whole enchilada has been done on this figure, and here you can see the swooping tail and get a better look at the rows of crocodilian spines on the tail itself. Just absolutely gorgeous stuff. The feet, as you can see, have got some lovely plate scaling going up the backs of the toes. Unfortunately, the toes are just painted a glossy black, not very realistic. A minor nitpick on this model, given how well detailed the rest of the paint job is. But as you can see, those scalings and plate scales continue all the way up to the back of the calf there, which is incredibly well sculpted, has a great sense of anatomy. And then we come back up to that very powerful looking thigh where you can see all of the flexing muscles as the creature leans forward. There you can get a better look at the plate scales and how well painted they are, how incredibly lifelike and crocodilian they look. It's incredible. This model's level of detail is just something to behold. There is no other way to put it. I cannot praise it enough. I mean, just look at all of those scales. Look at all of that beautiful detail. And then we come up to that sail, which is unfortunately a little small for my taste, but hey, that's another minor nitpick. As you can see, the iconic large claw of the Spinosaurus has been sculpted. And again, it has been painted a nice sleek black. Not very realistic in my opinion, but, you know, just a nitpick there. Going up the arms, you can see some lovely sculpted musculature. The arms are incredibly long and graceful and are kind of held at a ready position as if it is ready to lash out at something. Another interesting thing to note is that the palms are sort of facing inwards. They're not entirely facing inwards, but they're close, and you get some lovely musculature in these arms, how they are flexing and folding. Going along the underbelly, as you can see, the scales of individual size are not exclusive to the visible parts. Papo has covered the entire lower body. On the foot there, you can see all of his pertinence. And again, it has been painted in a way down here that really makes all the detail pop. And there you can get a better look at the lower jaw muscles and wrinkles under the neck. The pose of this Spinosaurus is a little uninteresting. It's just kind of standing, leaning forward slightly with its arms curled up, looking off to the right. Nothing too incredible, but with the mouth open, it looks as if it's roaring in it's letting out a defiant roar, perhaps facing off against something, and we'll get to that. The paint scheme is also a little uninteresting. It's really just grays grays and like a cream color. They sort of based it out in that sort of light cream, and then they went over with darker colors. But the best part about the paint job is the fact that they did so much dry brushing to really make all of those individually sculpted scales pop. I mean, even from a distance, it reads. You don't have to be up close to this model to see all of those individually sculpted scales. All the detail on this thing, I don't know whether it's just the size itself, but all the detail on this model stands out. It's not something that you have to really get in close to appreciate, and that is definitely a triumph on Papo's part. As far as other colors go, you've got some sort of pink colors kind of in the muzzle with some very light gray or black stripes. You've got some sort of green, yellow, and purple coloration on the spine. I like that they put those sort of brighter colors on the spine to make it more of a display. But I know I did say that this is like the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, but that is in sculpt only. It is its own paint job. Now, I did say that this was quite a large figure. Just how large? Well, from the tip of the tail all the way to the front of the snout, you're looking at right around 12¼ inches long. So quite large, quite long, and from the base all the way to the highest point, you're looking at just under 6½ inches off the ground. So yes, an incredibly large figure, and definitely Papo's largest carnivorous dinosaur model. Will that be challenged in the future? Who's to say? For size comparisons, we're going to bring in our recently reviewed Papo Carnotaurus. Link is in the description for this guy. And as you can see, this guy is just absolutely dwarfed by the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus is a massive figure, and it's really something that has to be seen to be understood. I know it might not look all that big on our review space, but trust me, this guy is huge in your hands. Next up, for size comparison, we're going to go ahead and bring in the Baryonyx, the other Spinosaurid from Papo, and we have reviewed this guy on the channel. Link is in the description. The unfortunate thing about the Baryonyx is that it sizes up so large next to this Spinosaurus. I mean, as you can see, it's almost as tall if we kind of stand him without his tail. It's almost as tall if you lean him back on the tail. I think he actually does rear up past the Spinosaurus. There's also a big disparity in style here, which is also unfortunate, but hopefully it'll give you a better idea of the size to expect for both of these figures. And finally, for size comparison, it's the Spinosaurus's ancient enemy. Yeah, this is how Jurassic Park 3 should have gone. For all of you out there watching, I will fight you for this. No, I'm sorry. I'm having fun. These two figures, these two models are great together. It is, of course, Papo's classic green Tyrannosaurus Rex. Looks just like the dinosaur that the Spino faced off in Jurassic Park 3, and they size up very nicely together. I think the Spino could stand to be a little bigger, but hey, hopefully it gives you a better idea of the size to expect. Well, everyone, that is going to do it for our look at the Papo Spinosaurus. Overall, this figure is absolutely incredible on all fronts. It's got a nice, clean paint job that really works to accentuate all of the detail that Papo crammed into this Spinosaurus. The sculpture itself is just incredible. If you are a Jurassic Park 3 fan or a Jurassic Park Spinosaurus fan, this model is a must-have. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. It is absolutely awesome. As always, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this particular model. Do you own it? Are you going to pick it up? What's your favorite Spinosaurus in toy form? Are you Team Spino or are you Team Rexy? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments section below. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Really does mean a lot. If you enjoyed our look at the Papo Spinosaurus, don't be afraid to let us know by hitting that like button. And also don't forget to subscribe on the way out, as we will be doing more reviews in the future, all sorts of discussion videos, everything that you would love to hear dinosaur toy related, we will be tackling. And also, if you have any requests, don't be afraid to shout them out down in the comments below. This was a requested video. We might just do yours. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and that's going to do it for us. Killer Shrew Fan, out.